Hello, good afternoon. I'm going to give it just a few moments for some of you to come in for this midday faith moment. I have this awesome view for work today. So at lunchtime, I thought I would step outside just for a few. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. I have a reminder for you on today with this faith moment. Well, hello, elderly. How are you? Good afternoon. I'm going to get started in just a couple minutes. Just a couple moments. Tell Mrs. Lee that I said hello. It is beautiful outside today. Absolutely beautiful. Not too cool and not too hot. And as you can see, I have this beautiful view behind me. And this is where I'm going to be all day today. Thankful to be able to get outside and enjoy this scenery and also share a word with you at the same time. Amen. Thank you all for joining. Some of you are probably on your lunch hour as well. But as you join, I have a word of inspiration for you on this midday during this faith moment. I want to talk to you as we are in the second day of November, which means that we are almost to the end of the year of 2017. And perhaps there have been some things that you wanted to do this year and you were not able to get them done, and you may not be feeling too good about that, but I want to remind you of one word that I believe that you can do for the remainder of this year. And that word is shift. You still have time to shift. It tells us in Isaiah, the 43rd chapter, the 19th verse. Behold, I shall do a new thing. It shall spring forth. That spring is that shift. You still have time to shift. And when I think about the word shifting, it's something that I can relate it to in the world, and then I'm going to relate it to the spiritual side. I don't know how many of you have ever driven a stick shift. Now, me, myself, I've never driven a stick shift. But for those of you who have, I've seen it, but I've never done it. Something happens when you're driving the car and you are shifting gears. And I believe that the last gear that you can shift to is the fifth gear. You notice that something happens when you shift to the fifth gear. It picks up energy and it causes you to be able to go faster. That is what you can do for the remainder of this year. So what, you weren't able to get it done when you wanted to. You still have time. But you got to be willing to shift. Shift in the process. You got to be willing to shift in your mindset. You got to be willing to shift and do something different. You got to be willing to shift and do something that you've never done before. Even if it is uncomfortable, you still have time to shift. God causes us to shift at different times in our lives. Sometimes we face challenges that causes us to feel like we cannot shift at times. I remind you today that you can shift. You can shift in the spiritual realm. Shift more in your prayer life. Shift more in your time with spending time with God. Shift in your quiet time so that you can hear what God is saying to you. Yes, we are in November, but it is not too late for you to shift. And I don't know about you, but I am made up in my mind that during these last days of 2017, that I am going to shift in every area of my life. I'm going to shift in the area of my ministry. I am going to shift in the life of my marriage. I am going to shift in the life as being a mother. I am going to shift gears in every area of my life because I believe that God has more for me in 2017. And if you feel like God has more for you in 2017, come on, why don't you just agree and do it with me? Say shift. Say I'm shifting. I'm not going to wait until 2018. That I believe that I can still shift right now. There is something great on the inside of you. You still have time to see it through. What am I trying to say? Don't lose hope. Don't lose your focus. You can still shift and it can still come to pass. 2017 has been a great year. Even though we have been having some challenges and some disappointments, and some of us have experienced the death of loved ones, some of us have experienced illness, some of us have experienced surgeries and different things that have made an impact on our lives. But I want you to know today that you still have time to shift. Stay focused. Keep your hope, keep your faith, and most of all, keep your trust in God. God is able to do above what we could ever think, what we could ever imagine. But we must trust in Him. We must believe in His word, where He says that He will never put more on us than we can bear. And He also says that He will never leave us nor forsake us. It's time to shift. Shift gears. Shift in your spiritual life. Shift in your prayer life. Shift in your quiet time with God. You still have time to accomplish some of those things that you would like to accomplish. I want to say thank you for those who took out the time to view during this faith moment, during this lunchtime. I am Pastor Sandara, for those of you who may watch the replay and may not know who I am. Again, thank you for watching. Have an awesome day for the remainder of your day. God bless.